Welcome everyone to the Self-Help Detox Daily with me, your host, Martin McNicholl. I hope you are doing very well on this wonderful Wednesday. This is the first show of the week. Normally it's a daily show, but we flow with what happens. And this week there's been some fun energies. I'm sure you have been feeling these energies if you're part of this awakening and ascension. There's very intense energies. I was feeling it very strongly yesterday. I took the day off on Monday, so we're back today for a very special show. I'm really excited. Can't wait to bring you another wonderful guest on the Empowerment Hour today. But before we get to that, I'd just like to welcome you. If this is the first time you're joining the Self-Help Detox, welcome. This is a beautiful space, a beautiful community of like-minded light workers, light bringers, way showers, thought leaders, bringing change on the planet, bringing forth new energies, bringing forth that which is within them so that we may be the change we wish to see on this planet and actually share it, live it, and embody it where it's needed. And it's here and it's in normal life. And it's not just when we're reading a book or not just when we're in a meditation circle. It's real life, day to day, moment by moment mastery, moment by moment living our truth, being our truth. That's what we're here for. So today I've got a wonderful, amazing guest. I'm so excited to share her and her story with you here. But I'd like to ask a question firstly. What is your identity? Do you base your identity on your story, base your identity on what you do, where you live, your social class, where you've come from? Where do you base your identity on? Because so many of us have an identity that's based on external factors, based on things that we don't consciously choose. Like a lot of times our job is our identity, but we've chosen that job, but it doesn't mean that it's us. Sometimes we're born into a religion and we identify as that, but we didn't consciously choose that. So today we're going to talk about letting go of identity, letting go of fixed names, fixed ways of being, fixed even gender roles, even identifying as a man or a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if we soften and we allow ourselves to have both masculine and feminine aspects shine from us, we may have a male or female body, that's okay, but we are here to merge the masculine and feminine together. That was a big journey for me yesterday. I know it's a big journey for all of us. And my wonderful guest today, we will be talking about that and about embodiment and letting go of labels, letting go of boxes and pigeonholes and becoming who we are, allowing ourselves to shine and be who we are in every moment. Maybe that changes from moment to moment, and that's okay. Yesterday, I was very low. Today, I couldn't be any happier because I did some work. I've done some work over the years, but that's okay. And no longer do I feel like I have to hide that. I can tell and share with the people who are close to me that I felt a bit low and I needed some time off. So I did it. And then when I did it, I come back brand new today. So before I go any further, I would like to speak about my wonderful guest. She is a part of the New Earth Mystery School, and she is a super talented, multi-dimensional being. Her name is Suzanne Amara McKinnon. She's got so many things going on, but what in the theme of today, we are going to drop so many labels, and we are just going to say that she allows the space for multi-dimensional experience within. Feel the freedom in that. No labels. Allowing of space. Allowing you to be who you are, what you are, where you are. Feel the freedom in that. And without further ado, I shall bring her on to say hello, the shining, bright Suzanne. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
And I have to just say, literally, she is shining today. I don't know if anyone can see this, but if you just look, she is literally glowing. It's just like emanating off you. What have you been doing, my love?
I am being, just being myself, taking time out, learning to listen, and like peeling back on a daily basis the layers, and coming back into vulnerability, into the core, and letting go. And in that letting go, it's created space for more light. And I guess that's what I'm doing. It's an enrichment of being. I don't know.
It's beautiful.
It's just a way of being now. It's not no longer those like you've got to do X, Y, and Z. It's what you feel is right and listening to what you need in that very moment and then acting upon it if you can. So I've spent a lot of time on the beach. I'm in Portugal, as you know, not far from
My
you.
neighbor.
And spending time with the waves, in meditation, and doing a lot of deep work. Deep work.
This seems to be the theme of the New Earth Mystery School over the last, I would say, well, it's always been deep, but the last 2 weeks particularly, I feel like we have been going so deep, like, oh my beingness. oh, oh, Suzanne, she's gone multidimensional. She's on her way back, I'm sure. Let me just check. So while Suzanne reconnects, sometimes the internet is perfect in Portugal, and we are so grateful for the perfect internet in Portugal. And when this perfect internet reconnects, Suzanne shall appear back on the screen. We've got a wonderful snapshot of her smile now, but she will be reconnecting. I can hear Skype reconnecting, but it just hasn't got through as yet, but that's okay. So while we're waiting on Suzanne to come back, I will, let me see. 1 second, please. It's coming in.
Hello.
Hey, you're back. You're back.
Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't see you.
I was just saying how amazing that the internet is in Portugal. We love the internet in Portugal, and everything with technology works beautifully. There's 44 people online, so they agree with us, and we're getting divine alignment to say that everything is good. So thank you.
This is great. I just had trouble with the screen and I couldn't see, and for some reason it dropped the
It's okay.
connection. So I apologise,
All is good.
everybody.
All is good. So we were, I'm not actually sure where we were. We were talking about the really deep work that we've been doing as part of the Mystery School, personally, collectively, everything. It seemed to have ramped up like a lot over the last couple of weeks. I know for me personally, and I can see from all of you guys as well.
Yeah, it's been a deep process. I think the last 3 years has been very, very big. I've had very deep experiences, and not like you have one experience and that's life-changing. The first one was obviously a big experience and very life-changing because you can no longer hold all of the systems that you've had in place all your life. You see something else, you can't see through the same eyes afterwards. So that has changed, but when it's continual, it doesn't stop, and it was continual, continual intense. So I was in a continual process of accommodation, really looking back without the integration time. And I have had much more integration time. I've made integration time in the last few months. And this process that we've come into now, which was it was a synchronicity, but it was no accident, came at the right time for me to go deeper. And it's been, if that was a lot in one, a long period of time, the last 4 weeks has been like all of that time again in 4 weeks. It's been very, very intense, and it's a lot to do. It's not, the process is intense because we're in a group container, and understanding how that works when you have a group of people together working in this way is very powerful. But also where the earth is at, where we are at as a planet, how much our consciousness has moved on in a short space of time as a human race, is a container for that too. So it's a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey. So you're you're a channel, you're sharing light code, you do workshops, you're working with people multidimensionally, you're doing lots of things. But where did your journey begin? Tell us a little bit about how the journey has been for you.
Okay, I spent the majority of my life feeling pretty useless, feeling like I used to look at people and not understand behaviour. I felt like I was looking out through a fishbowl, you know, and if things were very confusing, I shut down. I was very locked down, did not love myself at all. Lived my life through other people, projected, dissociated, you know, lots of that behaviour, and felt very depressed. You know, I had mental health issues with depression, drank a lot, all of those things. You know, I did not treat myself very well because that was dealing to hide the disconnection and the pain. I had a regular life. I thought I got myself together. I had a regular life, trained as a massage therapist and a reflexologist, and I did Reiki, holistic therapy, had a family, had my children, and a marriage, and had a pretty, you know, like a regular life, a regular and pretty normal life. I was fairly skeptical about anything like New Age or woo-woo, like crystals or fairies or anything, and, you know, anything outside of anything kind of science-y approach, clinical approach. And then there was a few little shots across the bow, which I conveniently ignored and pushed away. People like me and conversations. And then in 2012, I felt a call to go to Stonehenge on the solstice. Circumstances arose to take me there. And very uncharacteristically for me, I got up in the middle of the night, left my family, my kids in bed, drove to Stonehenge, and went to the site. And while I was there, I heard the stones singing to me. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was made up. And then I was drawn to go to Avebury, fell asleep against one of the stones for a little while. I keep it brief. And then a few days later, I just ended up having a massive experience out of time and space. I fell into what would have seemed like a flu or a stupor. And in that time, I just experienced time collapsed. So it was infinite time, infinite dimensions, lots and lots of very rich experiences. At the end, I met what we would regard as an extraterrestrial Arcturian being. I didn't know at the time. I'm explaining all this, and at the time I didn't have a clue at all. And when I came back in my body, it was just everything was different. I'd forgotten who my family was. I didn't feel a connection. Like everything seemed disjointed. And it was quite a strange experience. But after that, I started to see things, and I could hear like trees and feel vibration in my hands. But I was very, very closed, very close. I pushed it all away for 4 years, pushed it away as much as I could. And I again fell into this, I'm useless, you know, I must try harder to be mom at school, all of that. Then in 2016, as a therapist, I was still working. It was just the time, and I was just working with a client in a very powerful place. We were on a ley line, and time just broke down. The reality collapsed, and I, what you may call, you know, I channeled in an energy, or I remembered an energy, and that we started to work together. My guide, my close guide, came in, and that really kick-started the journey, because after that I could see, like I could change my vision, if you like, up and down, to see reality more easily, how it really is. So the trees would become see-through. I would see geometry. I started to have many interactions with extraterrestrial beings, dimensional entities, angels, earth beings who would show me things like technology, light, language, ways of being, which weren't necessarily like the way that we live. And I still, for a long time, thought I was mad. I thought I was completely bonkers and crazy. I couldn't share it. I was trying to do this thing where your life has shifted, but you're going to be normal.
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to, it's like that thing, keep calm and carry on. Keep calm. I still had to take my kids to
I'm
school,
very British.
and I was a scout leader and just doing all these very, very normal things. And I'd go to school and I could hear everybody's thoughts. And I'd come home and it was draining. And I was picking up on everyone's energy, and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. So I had all these feelings that weren't even mine that I'm carrying around. And I had to learn really, really quickly how to accommodate. And some of it was done in fear. Some of it was done by accessing the survival part, the defense part, the masculine aspects of me, the warrior. And a lot of my spiritual time, and even in when I've sort of started to share this and run workshops, the way I've dealt with this massive feeling of I'm going down, like, and there's nothing to stop me. I deal with that by going in the warrior. And so I started to share some of this stuff. And it's been really amazing because I've had to learn to let go. Like when I would teach meditation and teach, like run meditation in a traditional way. And then the new way was to get the journeys in directly from the interdimensional spaces. So then I couldn't have anything in advance. I had to learn to be in a state of flow. And again, who teaches you? You have to learn. It's only in a practice. And so everything I've done, every workshop I've run, every space I've created, every client that's come to me, every single client has been a teacher and taught me how to hold space, how to navigate effectively. I've had new guides. If someone's had a problem, there's been it's like you're not having these external things, you're remembering internally. We're reconnecting ourselves. It's, I might as well just speak like it's like you speak. We're remembering, we're just bringing it forth. And this is it's now for me, it's about stepping into the now flow, moment by moment, and to be myself, because that was the thing that I was most afraid of. And that's why I came to the mystery school, to learn how to let go of all of the identities that you get as you're awakening, because it can be an isolating process. You're big and wide in a multidimensional, infinite universe of infinite possibilities with all of this information, and especially with me, all the light language and code with no, you can't really share it with all of the people in your life to start with because you don't know anybody else. And that to come out of that defensive bubble and personality that you create into what is really you, the really, really vulnerable, authentic you. And I've never cried as much as I've cried in the last few weeks.
Me too.
All the time, cry.
I haven't cried today. I haven't cried today yet, so
I haven't cried. There's still time though, Martin. I nearly did a few minutes ago when you were introducing me. I do cry, and the reason that this is it is because you are coming to your divine space, to that's going to start now, you see, because as soon as it's holy, as soon as it goes in deep in that really beautiful part, the part that looks at the glint of the sun on the water, or feels the quality of the air as it brushes your skin, it's so subtle and so gentle. That is the tear. It's the holy, divine nature of our experience, and I get that on a daily basis now.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Do you know what I found I want to ask you? I haven't talked to this. It just came to me now because we spoke offline about my friend Sophia Wapitira, who's breatharian, and she is like very highly evolved being. Um, but I noticed when she cried in a different way. It was like, and I have felt, I don't know if you felt it over the last few weeks. It's not like the same tears or crying that I've had before. There's a different, I can't describe it, but there's a different quality to it. Have you noticed anything like that? It's not the
Yeah,
same tears, or it's not the
yeah,
same
it just
experience.
comes out. It you catch, don't you? So when I find that I'm having a memory, a lot at the moment is about remembering. So we have a memory, a remembrance. It's like an echo. It sort of jars our energy just a bit, just enough. And when you get that holy lock in, it's like a key and a lock going together. That's the tears, and it comes because we're realigning to absolute truth, to the purity of being, and the tears for me, these tears feel like they're a physical signal for me so that I notice, just in case I might miss
Mm,
that, if I was too busy or not paying attention or in ego, that is the cue for me
mm,
to remember. And when I release as well, that it's a beautiful feeling, not the sadness.
mm,
And sometimes it is letting go. We're letting go of a lot, but it's not in that old style. It doesn't feel like it's in the gut, that old
yeah.
pull. It's in the heart. It's in the heart, and it's like your heart opens more because of it. It
Mm,
opens like,
it's incredible. And yesterday I had like a really like I was feeling quite low yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it later. What it was. It's all about the masculine, feminine, a lot of the rising that's coming. But I went into the shower and I cried for like 2 seconds, like a full cry, and then it was gone. It was like in a second, and it was full and it was pure. And I love the way you described it there. It was full and it's pure, and then I'm like, okay, then I'm having a shower. It was really strange. Yeah, it's not. I feel like that. Maybe this is what it's because you said release. Maybe before we're always holding. We never were free flowing. If, you felt tears, you would hold, or you didn't want to cry in front of certain people. Or what I've noticed, a lot of people in the mystery school, this saying which I never heard before. A lot of people say, I'm an ugly crier, or when I cry, it doesn't look good. So there's a lot of conditioning around crying that people have got as a child. I just didn't, but there was just you had to be strong. But I feel it's like a free flow now, so it can happen in like 2 seconds and then it's gone, and there's no resistance whatsoever to it within me. Do you feel that? Well, as you've seen many times, I've been crying over.
resistance is futile. When
Absolutely in the field of
it's
this, yeah,
gonna shine out, isn't it?
yeah.
It's your heart just says,
It's amazing. It's such
yeah.
freedom. It's such freedom to be able to be vulnerable, to be sad, to be angry, whatever lies behind it, to be joyful, loving, whatever, and to express it in that way. It's such freedom um, for all of us. And so I encourage everyone to cry, cry, cry. Let it go.
It's a big step, isn't it?
It is.
It's the whole journey with authenticity. It's been my biggest learning curve. Just to
Absolutely.
even being here, we discussed it, even being here and just having the courage to come out and, tell my story. I've held back, I've done it in groups. I've got these little private groups and in the light language groups and this and that. But on my main page, putting myself front and center,
Mm,
I've not been so visible. I've been hiding away. A lot of it's word of mouth. I've not had to stand on a platform. And, it's a big, big step coming out like it's like being naked,
mm,
but a beautiful,
literally. Beautifully, yeah.
beautiful, that vulnerability is a gentle power. It's not a hammer. it's just as you are in that moment, and it's actually okay. It's the thing that is most needing to change. That this is the signal of change. And what I sent to you just not so long ago, that the code
Mm.
that came yesterday, and it ties in
We could
with
show
what
that
you
now,
were
actually.
saying.
Was it the last one that you sent
The
me?
last one, the Andromedan code,
So
the
is it,
words of that code are so relevant to this
what does it
discussion.
look like? Because I've got the eight. So we've
It's
we've got so do you want to just tell first a little bit about what these are, and then I'm going to put them on the screen.
okay. So the codes that I write is light language. Light language is a communication, a vibration. It's everywhere. We understand it beyond the mind. It's understood through the heart, through the soul. And so I receive the vibrations like many, and it can come out in many ways. Like with Martin, it's a vocal, an emanation from the body through that we don't see but we feel. I also transcribe what I feel, so it comes out in drawings and in graphics, which we might look at in language and tone and my body. Our bodies kind of move. This is just a new way. It's like a universal communication that's beyond the container of the word, but it's like many, many words. Like a code could be a library, and you can only really do the tuning in from your heart space, not from intellectually trying to understand it. So it's just it as it is. I always try and keep descriptions very minimal so everyone can feel in for themselves, but
Mm.
they all do. They come with certain weights and certain primer messages, and the rest it kind of unfolds as you tune in.
So
And they
I'm going to get the last one. I have all of those, but the one that you're talking about, I need to get. So what I'll do, I'm going to put
Yeah,
one of these on the screen now so people can see
okay.
while I'm getting the other one. So this one, I know you can't see this, but
I
this one is
describe it and
no,
I'll
it's got the blue background. It's the first one you sent me, and it's got the
oh, okay, yeah, the Lumerian grid.
it's beautiful, really
Tell. So
beautiful.
that one is for those of you that are watching. That was on Lionsgate 8th 18 on the Lionsgate. I That's the first, like a first geometric grid I've ever done. I
Wow.
Before it was all abstract and all over the place. That was very, very specific. It was several hours of channeling that through. Didn't really understand exactly what it was until I started to have dreams of being under the ocean, and it's an oceanic Lemurian light language reactivation grid. So
So beautiful.
they're like octahedrons, if you like, in the
Yes.
ocean, and it's networked together. And these things, I know for some people listening, it might seem fanciful, but it's just that there are things which are held outside of the way we see the solid reality. And just because at the moment, we might not see it, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like there's radio waves in the air, and we have a radio and we can tune in, and then we hear the signal because the radio has the right equipment to bring those vibrations through. And it's
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
We are the radios, and we are learning to bring online those components that allow us to then, decode and see these things. So it just is like that, really.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
I,
put
I didn't know what that was until I just met loads of other people and they told me, and then I began to remember. So when I did that, I didn't understand what it was
yeah.
until a little later on.
It's beautiful, so beautiful. I'm going to put another one now. So this
Okay.
one is going on full screen, and this one is like so it's like pink in the middle, green, and then it's got
Okay.
like two triangles facing out the way, and
Yeah,
then
that's the Heart Abundance.
oh
That's a series that I did when I was first here in Portugal. It's heart abundance. There's a video I've got on my YouTube channel of the whole set together.
Mm.
So they work in 3 parts, and that's kind of the latter part of the sequence, which is to do with the integration. But heart abundance is obviously about the abundance of the universe inside of all of us. And it was to do with unlocking that remembering. So that's like one of the final codes for that unfoldment.
Incredible. So someone, let's say they're new to this type of thing, what would you like? Someone has actually got this on their. I've got it full screen now. There in all its glory. So someone could actually screenshot this now if they wanted. What would you advise someone to do with that? Maybe they've not heard light language, they've not seen light codes. How would someone, for want of a better word, work with this? What would you advise them to do with this?
Okay, well, if you're at a very base level, just enjoy looking at it. It could
Yeah.
just be a nice piece of artwork that you hang on your wall and you don't think anything else of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. And it's if you vibrate with something, you don't always know what that is consciously. You
Yeah.
don't always know why that is. So that's cool. If you want to work with it, then I would say you have it on the screen or print it out and you go into a stillness space that works for you. So however you do that with your breath, with meditation, and come into a still space and feel your heart opening. So you could imagine light in your heart and you imagine that light getting bigger and opening towards the code, because really what this is you're experiencing the code as being external. You're sitting looking at the screen I'm on, you can hear my voice. You are not separate from that code. That code is not separate from you. That code is in you. It's part of you. And all you're doing is reawakening. It's like a tuning fork and you're tuning in, and then that is the connection. It's enough. And it's to not go into an understanding, it's just to go into a space of love and embrace the understanding. Now, what you might find is that your body starts to respond and you might get a remembering, you might have a dream, or sometimes people feel hot or cold, or they respond by moving, shaking. Remembering light language is very common with me and with many people that are already activated. It just happens. We're like we're activating each other, aren't we? We're catalyzing. So that can happen too, but it's just to not put any expectation on it, just to allow whatever it is to unfold just through love and through your heart. And you'll remember, because it's natural. It's a natural way of unfolding without forcing it mentally.
Beautiful. Maybe it's an invitation if you'd like. Would you like to do a little process with this one now for anyone that's watching? We've got like 38 people on there watching.
Okay, which one is it?
So this one is because of the shape of it. It takes the whole screen. So it's the one that we've just talked about. So it's like green on the outside, and you've got the circles, the two triangles pointing outwards, and then you've got, it kind of looks like kind of a chalice going into the center.
Yes,
And it's
it's the
pink in the middle.
heart abundance
Yeah.
code. All right, I'm doing a bit of technology here.
We hadn't planned this. We don't plan anything,
No,
but I
it's
just thought
cool to do a process so we're actually going to go into process with some light language, because I'll bring that.
what you feel, because this image fills the whole screen. So whoever's watching now, all they see is that image. The others were a different size, so this one's really good for, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got it now. Okay, yeah. I've got it here. Okay, so if everyone's good with that, I hope this is cool. I can see. I have the code too. It just helps to me to
Connect,
do it.
Yeah, my descriptions are very lacking there. I can feel it.
So yeah, this is a heart abundance code. So as you're looking at the screen right now, just come into the center of your being. Begin to feel your breath. Become aware of that center space. And allow your eyes to relax. Relax your gaze. Breathing into your heart. Feeling the connection with everybody that's on this call. Everybody that's focused on this image. This image is a representation of information. It's vibrational. And you are also vibrational. Open your heart. Ready to receive. Narisea turai kumareama tios eramaya wanoisiat kilorum sintaras irim kiralachrin kuseomaram sintat karachlin sirus kianakaralechrim kulere hawamayas Tile elachrun oiachruseat Sera malachrai kusiumai Kakalin urai helenachri Karosuya machtier yesiachrum Kalachrei harat menachdi Kulachrum marine si haruye Karalara mariosat Karahalachrei mat Sit uken kiris imorgoye machre Kahra matai estina ikia tatush iramakui karo ola karamata. Hin in iret elakre kimutoto hisikret elakara nakaratat eluk oye kamatai seniatara nakai. Now breathe in deeply and hold your breath for a count of 5. Releasing through your heart, feeling the love, the easement, the remembering to unfurl like liquid through every part of your being. Coming back to center, coming into your heart, feeling your fingers and toes, becoming more aware of your surroundings, jigging around a bit. Give yourself a shake. It's very quick. Very, very quick. So this is a really good way of just connecting rapidly. Always from the heart, always grounding afterwards. Very important to come back into your body and to use the breath to integrate and like assimilate what you've been looking at.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I was just taken in there. I've already had these images on, but when you really open your heart and not like the masculine thing where I'm looking at things and, oh, look at that pattern, look at that pattern. Open up and just let it come to you and just be. And then I was just taken in. And I just merged with it and I became one and it changed and everything changed and I changed and it was just really powerful. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Have you got time for the Andromedan one?
We've got all the time. We've got we're on 40 minutes. So we've got loads. We've got loads.
Yeah, it's so relevant to what we were talking about. Did you download that one?
So I've got 8 different ones. So you describe what it looks like. You describe it to me now and I'll tell you. Or you want me to put them all on and you say which one it is?
I'm on the technology. Okay. This is multitasking. It's great.
See? We're multi-dimensional, multi-talented, multi-technological. So Do you want me to run through them and then you can say which one?
I'm trying to bring you up on Messenger.
No, if you,
It's okay. If I hold it up, then you can bring up the digital
yes,
code because I've
yes,
got it in my book here, my diary. This
okay.
is the original code, and then you can see it's this one. Uh,
Okay.
it looks like an antenna.
Yes, got it.
Yeah, the
There.
digital version because
Okay,
I've worked on it
it's
with the
on there
light.
now. It's on there now.
Yeah, okay. So this code is really beautiful, and obviously right now there's a lot going on the planet, as everybody's aware of, and it's very much about authenticity, about dissolving identity, the unification of the divine masculine and divine feminine, and really anchoring all of this into the planet, all of this into Gaia, and understanding that we're not separate. We're no, not separate from our planet, from each other. And I was on the beach yesterday, having time out because I've had a very intensive process last few days. It's been overwhelming. I'd reached the point of overwhelm on Saturday, from the work we've been doing in the New Earth Mystery School. And I really heard the message to take some time. I went to the beach, and on the beach, it's the best time for this is when you're in the in-between time, when your mind is not on anything other than I think I was looking at the sea, and it was windy. It's been windy the last few days, so I was really, the sea looked confused. It's hard. I think the sea just looked confused. It looked the waves can be regular, they can be big, but yesterday they seemed confused. And they were coming in at different directions, and I was feeling how that was a signifier of my own way, what was confused about me, what was confused in my being, and I kind of went through this journey and came out, and the code was there, and it literally just went bam onto the page. This is what happens, it comes out real quick, and then the words were really important. It doesn't really matter where it comes from. It's that we're losing this identity, but
Yes.
it's just that these beings are benevolent. They're here to help our planet. And this is a technology. This particular code is a technology. It's like you would regard as a television mast in 5D coming into the planet. The bottom bit is like a pyramid that comes out, it buries itself into the planet, and then the top bit that's like the feather is the antenna bringing this information out, and it's like a song, it's a harmonic, like a harmonic resonance. And the words were lighting the flame, the beacon, let it shine upon the land, the flame lit in each eye, holding every hand, on each tongue, in every heart as one. That's it. It was so simple.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's unification. So simple.
Wow. So beautiful. And so I would like to just say, because it seems to be within our grouping and others recently, that it is Andromedan connection. I know we're losing we're moving away from labels, but it seems like they are communicating a lot recently. I've had it come through in my sessions. I've had it with other people. Other people have been coming to me, so they seem to be. I know there's so many, but they seem to be communicating a lot now. So we thank
Yeah,
them. We thank them and
I
all
thank
beings.
them. Yeah, they've not been. Andromedans have always been at the back end for me. The Arcturians and the Andromedans more recently. It was the first for me was Palladian. I had an emissary or a first contact emissary, and the Syrians first trained me, I guess, if you like, in light technology.
Yeah.
Some very specific forms of working with light and with light code within the human framework. And then I remembered Lyran. I remembered my Lyran family That was, I'm just like, this might be crying. Oh, I remember my Lyran family. And then that was massive. And then the Arcturians and then Andromedans more recently, because it's much more, it's telepathic and it's like a mind meld, like a consciousness. There's no separation. There isn't a man appearing talking. It's straight in. It's instant knowledge, instant knowing, and it's such a pure form of love and an intelligence that is, we're just touching upon, just beginning to touch upon, and the capacity that we have, the potential that we have as humans to love and to allow this unfoldment, if we can hold it and be still for it, is so beautiful.
So as you speak, I'm just going to run through a few more of your amazing, amazing works. And I would like, as I go through them, if you could just describe how you get it to look like this, like what you do afterwards. So you receive these codes,
Yeah.
and they're hand drawn, handwritten. And then what is the process that you go through then? And I'm going to show a few of them there because they're just beautiful, incredible, incredible
Yeah.
work.
So yeah, most of them come in by hand, but some of them are straight digital.
Okay.
I will sit at I have Adobe Photoshop
Yes.
on my laptop. I have a few apps, other little apps just to enhance things. And I find that I draw, and it's an allowance. It's just the same as if you're open to the channel, the vessel. You become the vessel you're the instrument with which the codes come through. Sometimes with some of those that you're showing, they're very, very specific. So some of the source codes, what I would describe as source codes, they are like DNA activation sequences. So they're resequencing and recalibrating our etheric light body field in a way. It's a calibration, like fine-tuning an engine. So they're very specific. The other ones, they come through the best representation of what I see, and what I see is often multidimensional. So it's not flat, it's three-dimensional code, or it could be a song. Like it's the best description is a song, because it's a harmonic and it's a vibration. So it's our best earthly description, because through our senses, but it's a vibrational harmonic, and it's outside of the range of hearing. So that's, some of those is the best way of describing those movements. And each, the Arcturians have a particular way of showing the code. It's distinct. And some of the other script, there's some Sanskrit-like script there that seems to arise whenever this is very an earth-like script, an ancient, because I've sort of sometimes speak like this ancient Hebrew-like language with the Christ consciousness, sort of Magdalene, particularly sort of as some of the ancient Sumerian-like vibrations, they come through like that. So it's light language is really wide, really broad stroke. It's not one thing or another, but it is all of it, no matter how you express it. And some people, they're just like emanating. They don't even speak, and they don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah.
So they're just like regular people. There was a lady in a cafe a few weeks ago, like regular, sort of serving a meal, and I could see out of her chest she was emanating geometry. She had no idea, and she was doing this day in, day out, probably. There's people all over the world doing it. You don't have to be like this, it's not like that. We're all doing it in our own way.
Mm.
Just the light from our eyes, or even a kind word, or just someone that holds a hand, or we just love. We love animals, or a laughter of a child. To me, light language, the more deep I go with this, it's just about an expression of source divinity.
Beautiful.
And all this stuff is just to help us remember.
Mm.
It's simple, really.
Very, very beautiful and very beautifully put. And that's really important for some people to hear because they see these amazing things, they hear these amazing things, and we, as humans, we tend to compare and we tend to want to reach for these things that call us beautifully, that call us strongly. But I feel that's really important what you say. The language of light, the language of love is in every being. We just choose to let it out or not. And what we're doing, and hopefully what we're inspiring people to do, is let the language of love, the language of light, to come out of you more often. And it's not something you need to learn, it's something that you are.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Totally. For
So,
all of the complexity, that's it, and yes, I have the complexity, and, this is a lot of what I do, but the more wide, the more wide the expansion and the embodiment of that expansion, because that's the thing is you go out and then you have to embody all this. So this is the process I'm in at the moment, is getting it here in an authentic and clean and true and purposeful and present. The more that is, the more simple it is, and the life that supports that is simplistic and flows. It's like you just have to, it's like phases, isn't it? We go through these different stages, and it can trigger unworthiness, and I've had like a lot of that.
hi. Hands up if you
A
felt unworthy.
lot.
We did it the other day, and everyone.
Yeah, and that keeps us quiet, and that's a lot of what I come across with people that are beginning their path. They're getting these, there's a lot of people, they're suddenly starting speaking strange languages. It's erupted in the last 12 months. Like erupted out of writing, speaking. There's groups, and the keepers of the code group that I help moderate, we have nearly approaching 9,000 members. It's not small, it's a worldwide awakening. It's universal language of love. It's our natural way of being. And the more that we learn to express this, and to be not afraid to express it, the better we are, because it's that thing that we've discussed it in the NEMS group that's playing again and again in all of us, is return to innocence. It's returning to the pure innocence of being that we all are, each and every one of us. And we don't need to compare, because we're all equal, we're all part of each other. It's just that we forgot.
Yes.
We're having a joke with each other.
Yeah.
It's the like kids having a joke.
It's all a big cosmic game, the cosmic giggle, and we're having this. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down, and but it is all a game, and it's all a game where we are creating and recreating and breaking and making the rules as we go along. And whenever we know that, we stop feeling like we are subject to something external, and then we can start to really have some fun. And that's what we're doing together.
Yeah.
So I
It's just
better say
amazing.
hello to some of our viewers because it's just like me and you having a conversation for 40 some minutes here. And we 55 minutes. Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
it could probably go on for several hours.
apologies to everyone that we haven't said hello to. We've just got so deep in there and looking at all the beautiful art. I better say hello to a few people here. So hi, Rosaline, Inika, Rose, Francisca, Bonnie, Fiona, Kim, Elise, Tiffany, Kim, Morgana, hi, Sitara, Jen, Natasha. Natasha says, Martin, I've been waiting for Wednesday to come. She's been waiting. Hi, Sean. Sean's joining in Pacific Northwest. Hey, Claudette, Emily, Ivan, my brother, Diana, Shanine, Elise, I already said, sorry, Shanae, Stephanie, Donna, uh, who have we got? Melissa, Kevin. Oh, we got a lot. Ramia, hey, asking will be recorded. Yes, this is live and it will be recorded, and it will be. Have you got you? We'll be uploading these to YouTube. So if your YouTube channel will be able to download this and upload it for yours. And Kevin says, "Oh my beingness, haha, that is pure gold from a far distant galaxy." I was about to say, "Oh my god," and I think I said, "Oh my beingness." Monica, hi, Monique, Shanine. So we're going to get. So we have. Oh my god, I have got. We can do another 10 minutes because I have got a session at 6. I want to see. There's loads of amazing comments here, but I would like to see. Shanine says, "I love, honor, and respect you both so immensely. Suzanne, my rose sister, Martin, my cosmic brother. You are a divine partnership today and so joyful to witness before I jump on a client call. Kisses, kisses." Love to our amazing sister. Oh.
She's gonna make. I'm gonna cry now. Janine always manages
She
to make
does
me.
that. She does that very well in the best way possible.
Oh, it's so divine. It's beautiful. Oh, so pure. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Laurie's saying so much love for you too. Love to you as well. Marita, love, love. Lisa joining in Canada. Rosaline sending hello, Suzanne. And let's see. Kath says, massive love to you. Hello, Martin and Suzanne. Massive love to you. Monique saying, thank you for sharing your heart and openness.
Oh, is that Kath? Kath. Is that
Kath,
Kath Courier?
Kath Courier, yes.
Oh, well, Kath Courier, I can out her here. Kath Courier is responsible for our beingness together because she recommended Shanine.
Ah,
And then I saw you and Shanine on the first way show as you did.
ah.
And that's how I came. So
Well,
Kath,
thank you, Kath.
outed with love as being
Brilliant.
catalyst.
It's all a divine orchestration, and like so many people have said, like when we got together, it's just like, how did this happen? It's just like this person, and this thing, and things just happened. It's so amazing because we're in an open space of beingness. That can happen. Our lives can happen that way always, but a lot of times we're in boxes where we have labels, we have these things, and that's what holds those things back. Stephanie says, "This is amazing. I think we're on to your sharing your art. It's beautiful." Jeanette says, "I so get that life shifting, but trying to be normal." Oh my God. Francisca saying, "You are so amazing, Suzanne." We agree. Oh my God, so good. And Lisa saying the day is still young. You still time to cry. And Lisa, it could be right. You could be right because I've got a big video coming out later, which could bring some of that. So our brother, mystery brother Ivan says, yes, resonate with this so much. What you're saying about dissolving identity and remembering you, beautiful and profound. Yes, I love all of you. Beautiful. Namaste. Our brother Ivan, uh, so much wisdom. Such an amazing teacher as well. So happy that he is here with us in the New Earth Mystery School. Just amazing. Beautiful. Rose says, I cry daily, try to be normal and push it all down. This is blowing my mind. Thank you so much for sharing. Ah, beautiful, Rose. So even just there, when I felt into that and I let myself, I notice as I'm sitting here, I am holding like tension in my shoulders. Like I'm doing this, I'm looking at the screen. Just breathe and allow yourself to soften. Notice if you have any tension in your body and just soften.
Yeah, I feel this when when you make comments. So Rose, if you're listening, when Martin reads the comment, I can feel because this is the fact that there's no separation. We have no separation. I can feel the tension there in you, and it's like as an easement. You can feel because you've brought it up and because you have spoken your truth there. It's open and there's an easement in that. Yeah, it's a feel. I know you can feel it too, Martin.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
instantaneous. That there's no separation when we're in this field. It's transformational.
I literally felt my shoulders like tensed up, and then just let go. So everyone that's watching this now or in the future, just allow yourself to soften. Take one breath, one conscious breath. Just allow everything to soften, everything to be. That is your point of power. That is your point of presence. That's the eternal moment of now. And that's where everything arises from. Oh, Jen says, it's a homesick feeling, coming home, tears of remembering. I'm assuming this is one of the, because we're coming to these backwards, this is probably one of the first images that we showed. So the first one that we showed was the
Lemurian.
The Lemurian, yes, the blue one. So I think it was this one. Yes, so it's got the, is it like 12 points,
Oh, it's
right?
Jen.
It's one,
Yeah,
two, three, four,
I
five,
know
six.
Jen. It's right.
Yeah, beautiful. So she's feeling homesick and coming home and feeling the tears. It's beautiful. So beautiful.
Jen. Darosai kinu kia te kia na kia tes rus ele kaya matoro siano kalo koyale.
Beautiful, beautiful. Jeanette says, yes, when I received the rose, I cried, but it was beautiful, unlike anything else I've ever experienced. And there's a little rose there. Beautiful. Stephanie saying she cries like that all the time. Lisa saying lots of tears flowing over the last while for me. Got to the point where I don't even try to restrain it. In work, in the car, it doesn't matter. Let it release and flow and peel off another layer. Oh, beautiful. So good. So good. Okay, we've got another 5 minutes. So Kim has a question. Here. Kim's asked, how can you tell the difference between where the language and the symbols are coming from?
Good question. So if you imagine that you can feel or hear, let's do it with hearing. You can hear different notes in it. You hear a piece of music and you can hear different notes. So it's literally just like that. They have distinct frequencies. There are distinct flavors, and it's a felt sense in the body. It's recognizable. You learn to tune in and recognize it. We don't yet have a distinct framework of language. We're developing this. This is going to come. But we can feel where they come from, and we recognize them because it's consistent, first of all. And then secondly, because as we open to a feeling. We don't always, it's not like we're meeting beings. We don't always know this, but we feel it as love. Sometimes we have no idea where it comes from. It's just love. It arises within us. And as long as it's coming through your heart, if it comes through your heart and it's pure, you express it. Even if it's not pure, even if it comes and you're feeling angry and you're scrawling things on the paper, it's still a language. You're expressing yourself. You're learning. We're learning. So how do I know? I know because I myself, in my experience, feel it as distinct flavors and vibrations. And some of them come from consciousness collectives, which I communicate with. Some of them arise from a memory within my body, but they all are part of me. It's all me communicating with me. There's nothing external.
Beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. With so many comments of people just saying how beautiful this is. There's so many. A few people are saying just amazing, beautiful, stunning. These are beautiful, absolutely beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. So you're really touching people. This is really powerful and
so beautiful. Yeah. I can't tell you how deeply it touches me, because the thing about these codes is I put them out on my page and on pages, and they're meant for the world. They're not meant for me to hold on to. They never were. I know. I don't make any money, you know, like the finance. It's done for love. It's pure love, and it's beautiful that they touch. To know that they touch people. It's Yeah,
This is why you're here. One of the many reasons that you're here. One of the most beautiful and touching reasons that you're here. So thank you. Thank you. And I'm sure I've missed a few because I'm getting through them quickly, but there's so many we'll be able to go back. So many just people just saying, wow, incredible. Lisa saying she got a little bit dizzy. Still am. And Lauren saying,
round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren saying, wow, depending on where you were in the light language, different parts lit up or started moving. It was beautiful. Thank you. So it became living embodiment for Lauren Nicole Aiken. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. And people just saying, wow, so powerful, so powerful. Jeanette saying, wow, amazing. Crown chakra wide open. I feel like I'm getting a scalp massage. And Monica from Near Earth Mystery School just joined. She said, this had me in tears. Heart, abundance, light. Thank you so much. And Sala saying, thank you. Bonnie saying, very beautiful. I love how you've described what light language is about. Love that it was a beautiful journey you took me on, Suzanne. Ah, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So beautiful. So I've got a couple of minutes. Yeah, there's so many that they're just like having amazing experiences here. I'll
Yeah.
just go to this and then we'll see how people can connect with you and find more of this work and connect with you and work with you.
Cool.
So Morgana says, you guys are amazing. I have chills nonstop. Suzanne, your essence is going straight to my heart and soul. Thank you for sharing yourself and your truth with the world. Ah, beautiful. So beautiful, so
I
beautiful.
still haven't cried yet. There's still time. It's coming. I'm very, very close to this. Accepting love is another one. You know, it could be a whole show to learn to be open and accept
Normally,
love.
I would let this go on for 2 hours, but I have a session at 6. We will do another show for sure. And actually, what I'd like to do, is do one in person because you are the one person that is close to us. So we'll do another one in person, and we can go further into this, and I can get, yeah, we can get it all set up. I'd love to do that if you like to do it.
Love to do that. I'd love to do that, Martin. It's
Beautiful.
great and yeah, pretty beautiful. Yeah, and also to share our language because I know how powerful it'll be when we're both open to that
Absolutely. So
transmission.
Kim has said, Kim Garcia, I would love to join your page. Your love is in my heart. So please let people know. Your name is
Yes.
on the screen here, but how do people connect with you? They can like connect with you on Facebook. How would they get to know
Yeah.
more about you, work with you?
If you send me a friend request, that helps, and you can join me on there. You can follow me on my Facebook feed. I have a new page. I have actually finally succumbed to set up a page. I don't even have a website. Every way I have worked has been through word of mouth for a long time, and I am now loving and embracing technology. So
We love technology.
I am setting up a page. I also have a group called Soul Vibe if you're interested, where you can connect with the light language. But I'll be doing a lot more going forward. And what I like to do, and I don't do it on a regular weekly basis, but quite often, is I run a Zoom light language shares. And you don't have to be speaking light language. You just come in, you can imbibe in the energy, you can just share your love. Be in the space, and also something called Soulscape, which is a developing container for the work that I do for the transformational processes, and you can access all of that on my Facebook page.
Amazing. So we'll put the links in the comments here. So for anyone that wants to join those, they can add you and then put the links of the groups so they can join the groups. And yeah, that'd be amazing. And so good, so good. We've only scratched the surface. We got to do it again. But I want to thank you so much. You have inspired me today again when we had the conversation before, because every day I think about what do I do this and this or that. And we talked about it before, and then I just got this hit like, let's open. It was everything that you'd said, letting go of labels, letting go of this and that and he and she and whatever. And we're just being, we're here. And yeah, you inspired me to be more like that and less labels. So I want to thank you again for coming. Thank you for sharing your beautiful, beautiful work. Thank you for sharing your glow with us today. Literally, you're glowing over there in Lagos. But yeah, it's been beautiful. I just love it. And the next time we had an amazing show last week on the Friday energy transfer in coming from Gaia, where you sat beside me, and
Oh,
we will do it again. It's
that
powerful,
was
huh?
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, really powerful.
amazing.
Really.
And then you had an experience sitting beside me while we were
No,
channeling,
that's
which
sort of
was
what I thought you were on
all
about.
right. No, no, that was another experience we could talk about at another time. But
We'll do that another time.
that was fun as well. Oh my God. So good. So good. Okay. So thank you so much, Suzanne. It has been
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure as always. And please connect with this wonderful lady, and we will definitely do this again. We'll arrange it soon. And so everything through Facebook if they'd like to connect with you there. And yeah, have an amazing day. Thank you so much. It's been beautiful. And I'm sure it won't be long until we're doing it all again.
Yeah, thanks, Martin, and thank you to everyone that's tuned in, especially if you're on the replay as well. Love to you, and yeah, connect with me if you've got any questions that have come out of the show as well that you have. Please feel like you can contact me as well.
Absolutely. We normally do a lot more question and answer, but there was so much beautiful things there that we just went through it. And for 50 minutes, I forgot there was anyone else there. We were just so engrossed. Oh my God.
It's
Oh,
cool.
so
Thank
beautiful. So
you.
thank you so much again. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your love, your support. And thank you, Suzanne, for just bringing you-ness and beingness. It's amazing. Okay, my sister. We'll see you soon. Love you so much. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, thank you so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful session today. Again, so grateful for this journey, the self help detox, just connecting with these wonderful beings all across the world with such gifts, such light, such talents. I highly encourage you to connect with Suzanne, see the work that she's doing, connect in the groups if you feel called, which many of you have, and you felt the resonance. I know I did. So connect with her. She's doing beautiful work, very powerful, and she's going through an epic transformation very quickly, like many others now. So it's good to know and experience that with other people who understand. So connect, and yeah, I just so grateful for every one of you, so grateful for this platform, for this show where we bring this energy, this knowledge, this wisdom, this authenticity, this truth, and it's helping me, it's helping, I hope it is helping you, many people that share. So if you would like to connect further with me, there's a group called the Self-Help Detox I've created. You can check that out. We'll put the link in the comments as well. And I will be back tomorrow. I don't know if I've got a guest because I can't remember. I've had a few days off. I think I do. I think I have a guest, but I actually can't remember what's happening the next few days. But there's 2 guests over the next 2 days. I will come back and tell you who they are because I'm so completely out of the loop. I've been on the top of a mountain yesterday, but it's a whole nother story. I need to go. I need to go because I've got a session come up. I love you all from my heart to yours. Namaste and goodbye. See you soon. See you tomorrow.